Paul, if you think, or so a bear and a shark are gonna get in a fight, okay? They're
Okay.
both equally wanting to be in this fight, and they're like going for blood. They are both in space and are in receptacles in which they can like breathe and be like safe and fine. So like there's an oxygen tank on the bear and there's like a water tank on the shark's gills. But
Okay.
they still both have access to like their teeth and in the bear's case their claws. Um, and they're in space, so it's like neutral ground. Like one's not on the land and one's not in the water. Who would win?
I feel like this is a question that has gone through a lot of workshopping.
I'm answering all of the questions that everybody has ever asked me up front. There's no right answer. I just want to know.
mm. I mean, I'm inclined to say bear. I mean, there's of course there's lots of depends on what kind of bear, what kind of shark. There's
Mm,
because the size, like there are pretty small sharks and there are very large sharks and there are pretty small bears and there are very large bears. But
that's yeah. That's I
yeah,
forgot that factor. Yeah,
pound for pound or whatever, averages or
yeah,
whatever. I think I'm gonna like the bear in that fight, assuming that it can figure out how to navigate in zero gravity.
right. Because like the bear has like extra weapon advantage, right? Because it's got the teeth and it's got the claws. But then the shark, one could potentially theorize that the shark can go through space a little better because space is probably closer to water because it's used to swimming. You know,
Mm, I don't know, because like you got nothing to push against in space.
it's true.
I don't think you can swim very well in space.
Yeah, but if you have as poor of an understanding of how space works as I do, uh, perhaps it could make it be easier for a shark to swim.
Yeah, putting them both into space is kind of an X factor here. I feel
Mm,
like that's clearly we need NASA to do this experiment and
yeah,
we can see what's going to happen. How do sharks and bears operate in space?
yeah. Also, what if they were divorced? Would that
Hmm.
would that make
What?
it better or would that make it worse?
I love that when you say like what if they were divorced? That's like it's like one word, divorced,
Yeah.
but it opens up this whole realm of questions. It's like, so that means that they were married at some point.
Hmm.
That means that there's a legal process for annulling or for ending a marriage between a bear and a shark.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means that presumably this bear and shark have lived together for a
Hmm.
while. They really
Hmm.
used to like each other. Now, was it an amicable divorce? Was it bad? It
Hmm.
just that one small change
Hmm.
opens up just a whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would make them less inclined. I would hope that may make them less inclined to kill each other. I feel like maybe at that maybe they don't want to live together anymore, but maybe they don't want to actually like kill each other,
What
or
if it
maybe
was
they don't want to. They know each other's more their like psychological weaknesses,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't necessarily like bite them with teeth or slash them with claws, but they would be they would get each other with the things that they messed up in the relationship
Right.
or something.
Hmm.
Would that change if it was directly after a custody hearing?
I would guess so. Yeah, I would guess so. Also, again, opens up a whole can of questions. For custody of what, for instance?
I just I think divorce is so funny. Like I I want to marry someone just to get divorced because I think being divorced is like the funniest thing a person can do.
Huh.
And like I saw a thing that was like, "Oh, if you're single in your early 30s, you just skip the first divorce." And I'm like, "Ah, I missed out."
Yeah, you messed up.
Yep.
Needed to get married at like 22.
Yep. I goofed.